1 year of playing Marvel Strike Force. My goodness, what a roller coaster, what a ride this year has been. And I just got the 360-day reward today. Still don't have Hulk fully at 7 stars. We're going to do a full review of the count. First things first, I'm playing on BlueStacks. There's a link down in the description. If you want to play on your PC, I do get credit for it. It does help support this channel. And I do this video, did one at 6 months, I did one at 9 months, and now I'm doing it at 1 year. Just to talk about where I am in the game, and maybe you can compare where you're at when you come up at a year, or when we get to 2 years, a year from now, where am I at? It's just good to document this and take a look back. But there has been massive power creep, because at the 6-month mark, I was at 800,000. And at the 9-month mark, I was at 1.2 million. I was tracking about 400,000 per quarter. But with an introduction of the Alliance, the Stark Alliance tech, whatever it's called, and Red Star orbs, there's been some massive boost to my total collection power, coming at 1.85 million, meaning I went up 650,000 versus 400,000. I think that is going to slow down a bit because I was going through it. It looks like a lot of my roster does have stars. And the other thing I want to point out is I'm not buying those Red Star packs every day. And I noticed that my collection leaderboard rank went from about 200 to about 400. So either people that started at global launch in the whales, or people that are buying the massive amounts of packs and the Red Star orbs are passing me up. And I've stopped spending because of that. I don't want to get into the gambling orbs. I'm not really a fan. It looks like that my ranks right there has dropped quite a bit. Like I said, I was about 200, 210. One point I was like 180. And now I've dropped to 448 in the world at 1.85. Now, we're just going to go over my roster and talk about what I am currently farming, what teams I am currently going after. And then we're going to just talk about why I like this game, what is good about this game, what is bad about this game. And then I also want to speak to why I think the decisions are being made over there, what's motivating them. And I also want to talk about where I think I'm going to see the game in a year, because I think things are going to change, actually. Currently, right now, you can see right here in my top row are characters that I was pretty interested in early on in the game. And these first 2 rows right here are all pretty solid characters. But frankly, the whole game has changed more into collections of teams. And we're talking about Brotherhood, Shield with Nick Fury, and the Defenders. And the best way I could describe it, and somebody else described it as inorganic or non-organic synergy. Synergy that was forced onto the community by the developers. And I want to talk about 3 characters specifically that I'm a huge fan of, and that I wish they would, going forward, do more characters like that, and just the characters and the design of characters that I would prefer if this game continues to go forward. And the first one is Vision, just like the kid of Vision. But most importantly, what I like about Vision is that he offers synergy with the Avengers. He offers synergy with tech. He has a great kit overall. And if I want to use Scarlet Witch has synergy with Vision. So this allows many people to build different teams, and using Vision, people can come to different conclusions, and the community can come to a team that works best with Vision. And I personally like using Vision in a tech team. And this is complete opposite of the way the Defenders and the Shield and the Brotherhood works. Basically, the individual characters are not that great on themselves, and they have to be used together. We're kind of forced into doing that. Although Nick Fury on his own is a pretty good character. Another character that I really like the kit, and I really like what people have done with that, is Ms. Marvel. I just really like this kit, and I like the way that she works with hero brawlers. So this can work with a team of Defenders, or it can be worked with Black Panthers. There's almost like endless amount of combos and ways of building out this character. And the reason why I like that is because I can take Ms. Marvel, and if I choose to, I can upgrade her as high as possible, and she probably will be good for a long time if new characters come out. Whereas individual characters on those forced synergy teams, let's just pick a random Shield minion like Shield Operative, this is not a good character on her own. And I'm going to upgrade her. Looks like I've got her at 69, and I'm going to take her to 70, and that's fine. But unless they come out with like another Shield character, I don't really see how she's ever going to be good in any other teams other than with Nick Fury. My hand is kind of forced. And when the game first came out, it was all about Avengers and Guardians, and now it has definitely shipped to Brotherhood and Shield. Personally, I think Shield's the best right now. I also like Defenders in the raids, and that's what I'm currently farming and working on right now is Shield and Defenders, and eventually I'll get the Brotherhood, but that's not the focus right now. I just want to talk about the Hulk. Hulk, I did get 15 shards from going 360 days, but I'm still not at a 7-star. And the other thing too, because I do not focus on Blitz constantly, I am not have Ultimus unlocked. My goodness, I'm more than halfway there of getting Ultimus unlocked, but boy, it's gonna take forever to get Ultimus unlocked. Another character that I really like the design of, and I wish future characters more were like this, is Spider-Man. There's Spider-Verse. He works well with Deadpool. I like the way the kit works and the way that I can build upon it and try different things out and actually theory craft and see other people's ideas and do them. But right now the game is all about Red Star Orbs, and it's highly controversial. I personally was not a fan of Red Star Orbs. I do think it's going to balance out, but this is something that was implemented. I feel it was kind of lazy. What are they going to come out with? White star orbs next, and then after that they'll come out with blue star orbs, and we'll have red, white, and blue. I mean, it just seemed like a really lazy money grab. And I gotta just be completely frank. I love this game, and let's talk about why I love this game. The reason why I love this game is because I believe Marvel is an amazing franchise. I love Marvel. I mean, this year alone, there were so many Marvel movie games out. Spider-Verse just came out. Before that, we had Venom, we had Black Panther, we had Ant-Man, we had Deadpool. We also had one of my favorite movies of all time is Infinity War with Thanos. I just think Thanos was one of the best villains. I can't wait to see the next one. The franchise is on fire. Marvel's amazing. And this is a game that I like, the style of game. Now, when I first saw this game, I thought this game was just a direct clone ripoff of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but it's actually grown and become something on its own, copying elements from many other games. The Blitz mode is very similar to something that they have in Marvel Contest of Champions. A lot of people have made reference to Summoners Wars, and then the Red Star feature is something that they did in Marvel Future Fight. So they've taken a lot of different modes. Now, the really good thing is, along with all this new content and new characters come in, we're also have gotten a lot of new modes, a lot of directions, and the game is growing, and it seems like it's has a lot of opportunity to be fun. And this is a style of game that I love. Now, on the other hand, it seems like a lot of the decisions are made solely for money. And at first I thought that they were just like overly greedy, kind of money hungry type people. Why are they evil? But I think they're in a straight situation. And I think that has to do with Disney purchasing Fox Studios. And Fox Next was a newer company inside of Fox that was built and designed to come out with all kinds of new games. And Marvel Strike Force is the only one that is currently live, even though they're developing many. I've heard anywhere from dozens. Some people even said that there's like 50 games. And so I think what's happening is that everybody that works there at Fox Next Studios is worried about this Disney acquisition. And Disney does not want to be in the business of developing mobile games. They would rather just license it out. They don't want to make any games. Because some of the games that they're making over there, Fox Next, are like VR games and console games. And I think all of those people are worried about their jobs. And instead of having this long-term, fun community mentality, it's more about make money now, make as much money as now, because we need to prove value to Disney so we can all save our jobs, so we don't get farmed out or sold off or liquidated. And I think all the decisions that have come into this game are based off of that and that only, with no thought whatsoever about the community and what the community wants. And I really would prefer if this game had more of a sense of community, and we had more communication with the developers. The developers barely post on Reddit. They've got the developer blog post, which I like very much, and they're posting there more often, but there's no forums. There's no way of communicating with the forums, and customer service is, as we found out, is ran by bots mostly, and it's not really a good way of communicating with them is through customer service. I mean, if your game is broken or you can't log in, I'm sure they're very helpful with that. But other things like offering feedback and things, it doesn't really seem there's a sense of a way of doing that. And so I would like things to be different. And if they were going to change some things, I would firstly start off with a forum. I think if they had a forum and they kept a forum up, I mean, they have in-game chat, which is completely useless, and I'm sure it has to be moderated. Why not do something useful, like get rid of the in-game chat altogether, global chat and all that, and have an actual forum where adults can communicate with the developers and developers can communicate with us. And secondly, the people that are making decisions seem very disconnected from the player base, and it would be awesome if they had a live stream once a week on Twitch where they had to confront face-to-face with people and the community on a Twitch chat and a Twitch stream, and they could read the Twitch chat and they can actually see what people are worked up about and actually have to answer their questions or just ignore them. I think they're scared to do that, frankly. I don't know. Maybe there's some restrictions with Marvel, but it's something that a game called Warframe does, and Warframe has a similar business model. It's a free-to-play game, although it's a console game, and they do this weekly chat, and it keeps the developers in touch and committed and accountable to the community, and I think that would just go a million miles if they did something like that. Okay, and I'm just going over my list, and I talked about everything I wanted to talk about in this video. The last thing that is on my list is I hope that they keep all of the events to no smaller windows than 24 hours. I mean, this is a global game. Restricting things to 4 hours, 2 hours, or even 12 hours is not reasonable with a global community, and I think that 24 hours is reasonable. And the other thing that kind of just personally disappointed me was the Blitz mode, which is something I did enjoy when it had 6-hour cooldowns. As soon as they went to 2-hour cooldowns, it was no longer fun for me. It became a time sink of unlimited amount of time, which is fine if you're a Twitch streamer. Maybe that's the reason why they did it, is that there was really no way of streaming this game before. But now that you can play the game basically constantly with the 2-hour cooldown on Blitz, people can stream the game, and maybe that was good for PR or for just advertising, because Twitch streaming and YouTube videos is a way of advertising their game for free. So what do you think? Are you happy with the game? I like the game. I think it has unlimited amount of possibilities. I think it's going to be around for a long time, but I do think something is going to happen with Disney and something is going to change. I believe that Fox Next will either buy themselves out from the Disney, or they will be sold off, or they'll be sold to another company, or somebody else will management. But at the way that the game is right now, I don't think it's going to be same a year from now, but I do think it's highly profitable, and I still think the game is going to be around. All right, guys, let me know what you think. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.